everyone, and welcome to another episode of First Look, Final Word, a podcast where we take you on a trip to see a movie.
Yeah, and we're running a tad late, so I'm already going to get the car going.
Yeah. So, this week we're doing something a little bit different, right, Trevor?
Yeah, so we thought from time to time it would be fun to go to this one art house cinema that's fairly close to us and see kind of a classic movie instead of a new release. So this lets us, look at some of our favorite movies, and also, maybe gives us a bit of flexibility, gives us the ability to bank a movie if one of us can't make it, which is the case coming up in February, right, Pete? You're going back home.
Yeah, I'm going for a trip, so yeah, like Trevor said, kind of trying something a little bit different here, but especially we're still in January, so it's still a bit quiet at the theaters.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's kind of not so much a first look, final word, more of like a relook.
20th look for
Yeah,
me, I think.
relook, final word, maybe something like that. But yeah, so I guess there's no suspense because everyone's seen the title of the episode. But yeah, so this week's episode is The Shining.
Yeah, and I don't have a synopsis prepared because I'm already driving, but it's about a family who has to look after a hotel during the winter months when everyone leaves, and some crazy stuff happens.
There you go. I feel like your synopsis would be better than the Wikipedia ones
Yeah,
anyway.
that's probably
We've not had much luck with
like
them.
Jack Torrance, a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, family drama. Yeah, so that's what we're up to today. So I'm hoping this works well and you guys enjoy it. And like I say, it's not exactly a new movie, but I think it's a classic, nailed on classic that I'm sure everybody, if they haven't seen it, then they'll get a lot out of this. If they haven't, then I'm sure they'll still get a lot out of it.
Yeah, well, I think, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen The Shining, it's just your chance to
This is your excuse.
watch it and then get our immediate reactions.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know like I said, I've probably seen this 20 times. I don't know how familiar you are with this one.
Not a 20 timer. I've seen it a few times,
Yeah.
but no, not a huge amount, and honestly, not for a while. I was trying to remember the last time I would have seen this movie, and I couldn't think of it, to be honest with you. It's probably been a few years.
Yeah, I think I saw it about 3 years ago or so. I did a bit of a Kubrick rewatch.
Right.
Um, but I've never seen it in the cinema, so
Well, there you go.
it's going to be a good experience.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just like that they are showing it on film, right?
I think so.
Like they
I hope
usually
so.
do, right?
Yeah. That's one of the benefits of seeing these at like an old art house cinema is they still have a film projectionist that they bring out and show it on 35 millimeter.
Yeah, you don't get that. You don't get that so often these days.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what are we going to get into right off the bat here then?
well, so I thought that since this episode's going to be coming out in the middle of February and the Oscar nominations were just
Right.
announced, if maybe we can make our picks now, and then like it's still very early, like some things might shift in the campaigns and whatnot.
Very true.
Lock them in now and then see how we do after Oscar night.
Sure, yeah. I think we got to talk about the Oscars at some point, right?
Yeah. So I know you said that you aren't really an Oscar guy. Like, how closely do you follow it
I
year
mean,
after year?
like I follow it fairly closely. Like I follow what's going on. I know like the buzz and who's favorites and who's been snubbed and all that stuff. So
Okay,
I do follow it. It's more like the actual show and the actual
right. Okay.
when they actually give the awards out that I don't truck with because it seems to be a bit like it's a big boys club in it, and they just like they usually don't give them to the ones that they should and omit the ones that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
they give the ones that they think they have to because of public opinion sometimes just to get back. It's just like there's too much politics in it for me.
Yeah. Well, so I thought that like you didn't care at all, but it's more that
Well, I think I just get
you're
grumpy.
just very cynical about it, right?
I
So,
get grumpy when it gets towards
yeah.
the time, and I'm just like, screw the Oscars.
Do you have like favorites that you'll just be rooting for, even though you won't watch the show? Like,
Sometimes it really depends on the year. Some years I'm just like, I don't care. Like we know who's gonna sweep it, or I don't really care who wins either way.
yeah,
But like if there's some movies that I'm like, oh, I really hope they do win, then I will root for them. But as I say, I don't put much truck in it if they win or lose. I mean, it's nice for the people, especially to people to get recognized that don't always get recognized. I really like that.
Yeah.
but that tends not to happen so much at the Oscars. It's always the same old like, oh yeah, we'll give it to this person again.
Yeah, usually. Well, I get way too into it. Like I follow it throughout the year, and then I I've never missed an Oscars, like basically ever. Like since I was a kid, I always kind of watched it.
Well, my other thing is that I'm not super great at actually making sure I've seen all the movies, which doesn't help because I never get around to watching them all, and I'm just like, yeah, I've seen half of these Best Picture nominations, so I could give an estimated guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm usually pretty good. Like I think most years I've seen at least every Best Picture nominee. With the exception of Green Book, I never bothered to watch that one, and
I
it
still
ended up winning.
still haven't seen Green Book
I still
either.
haven't. I still. Um, but no. So I definitely agree with you. Like it's a cynical night, but there's also something magical about it at the
Yeah,
same
I
time.
do get that. It is like I do say I am grumpy about it. I do say I hate it, but if I'm actually watching it, I will get swept up in it a bit, like just because of it's a big event thing, right? Just
Yeah. Well, and it's the campaigning I really can't stand
yes,
about it,
I
and
know what you mean.
I wish people would keep in mind that like awards are ultimately stupid when it comes to things like acting, which is subjective, right? Like you can't say one performance is better than the other
Yes,
with
exactly.
absolute certainty. Um,
Well, and that's where I get into it. I mean, I guess we can get into this a bit more, but when it's like there's a movie that's nominated for Best Picture, but then like not Best Director and
it
or
makes no sense.
yeah, and like not best like none of the other categories. I'm like, how I can get it if it's not going to win everyone, but how can it be a Best Picture nomination and not have a director nomination? It's like it doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense. And I get why they do that because it can't just be the same movies in every category, but that just makes it to me like not make a lot of sense.
well, yeah, like it seems half the time it's the best director is the person who wins best director is also from the movie that wins best picture, but sometimes
Yes,
there's a split,
right,
and it never really makes sense in my mind
right.
why there's a split. Like I know like best picture goes to the producer, but like
Yeah, I
really
think
it's the director who's controlling the whole
I
project,
I
right?
think
So
another thing that they do a lot in the Oscars is like, oh well, we're not going to give you that Oscar, but we'll give you Best Director Oscar, so that like you can have director, this one can have Best Picture, then everybody wins.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, just give it to whoever deserves it. How about that?
And what what happens even more often than that is the person vying for best director doesn't get it, but then they give them screenplay.
Yes, that's the other one, and
So
that's going to happen this year, I think.
that's that's how your guy Branagh won his for
Right,
Belfast.
right, yeah,
Not
yeah.
that you're like Kenneth Branagh's actually.
He's my guy now.
Yeah,
I hate him less than Trevor does.
yeah, exactly. But no, so why don't we dig into these categories? Or did
Yeah, do you want me to pull them up? Like, are
as
we going to go through every category? I was thinking about that. It's like there's a lot of categories.
well, we can go through the I when I sent the list over, I didn't include the shorts because I
Right,
figured
right.
I I often like to go to like the specials
I mean,
at
there's not that many. We've got a bit of time here. We could just go through them, right?
yeah. So like I will often like to go to the art house and like if they're running a short film
Right.
program and watch as many of them as I can. I'm definitely not gonna have time to do that this year, and I thought it would just be a crapshoot. Like we could still guess,
That's
but
what I'm saying. Like, I know. Like,
well
I've heard of what people are saying, so
well
I
I,
can have
I
an educated guess.
I know the one like we probably both know who's gonna win in live action short, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's just obvious.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we starting? I guess we'll just start from the bottom of this list and work up, I guess.
Okay, sure. So did you want to have any kind of rules to this? Like,
Like we can't pick the same one.
well, I was thinking like maybe we can like do alternating back and forth.
Oh, okay, right. So we can't just say yellow flower. I was gonna pick.
Um, and then we can't pick the same one, but like uh maybe you can only do that like two times or something or three times.
Now you get complicated. I'm gonna have to get a pen out.
Okay. Okay, well let's not worry about it now. Let's just try our best to not just pick the same things.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's start off then. Best visual effects. That's going to be our first category.
Yeah, this is already such a weird category because Oppenheimer is not in this
Yeah,
category, and
yeah.
I do not understand the
That's
like
a
'cause
first omission.
they mostly just did practical effects in here, right? So
Mm. True. Okay, so let's go through the list here. The Creator, Godzilla minus one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon.
okay, What are you feeling here?
Just should I start us off? I'll start us off because I really want Godzilla to win on this one.
Well,
I'm
because
hearing so much positive buzz about this Godzilla movie. Like people legit saying it's like one of their favorite movies.
I know I really want to see it. I wish that I had had more eyes on it,
Yeah.
but it seemed like it kind of
And
surprised
it did
everybody.
and it didn't get picked for best international movie because they picked a different one from Japan, I think. You can
Oh,
only have
did they?
one. You can
Oh
only have
yeah,
one
yeah,
per country or something, right?
yeah. They picked the Vim Vendors
Yeah,
movie.
which apparently is fair. But like I saw the video reaction clip of them when they got nominated, when they got the nomination.
Oh, for special effects,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it played and it showed like the crew like watching it on a screen, and they were so excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
and I was like, oh man, give it to them.
and yeah, it's a $50 million movie, and the next highest would probably be The Creator, which is around 80 million.
Exactly, that's what I
The
mean.
other
Like,
ones are $200 million movies in
I
there.
like an underdog story.
So if you picked Godzilla, I'm gonna pick The Creator.
Okay, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know if it's any good.
Well, it's good enough to make the category. Well, we've seen The Creator. You mean Godzilla?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Uh, best film editing.
All right. I'm not even gonna wait for you to say
Oh,
it.
go, here we go.
I'm gonna pick Oppenheimer.
Okay. That's not on there. Just joking.
No, I know it's not.
All right, so there,
I can't remember her name, but it's the same editor that he just brought on for Tenet, and now it's his second movie working for.
Jennifer Lane.
Yeah, and honestly, like I think the editing is the best part of Oppenheimer. Like
Yes, I would
it's
agree
a
with that.
massively edited movie. Now, very often the best edited movie does not win. It's often like the most edited
Yeah, the
movie.
flashiest. Yeah. So the
And it's actually not a flashy edit either. Like
no.
it's very seamless, but it's hopping between three timelines like quite well. So I hope that she wins.
Okay. Well, let's go. The other nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things. So yeah, I kind of agree with you that Oppenheimer probably should be nailed on for that one, but to keep this interesting, I will go for Um, I want to go for Poor Things because I keep hearing so much interesting things about that, even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I really want to see
yeah,
it.
I haven't seen it, but I hear it's like pretty crazy. So I'm going to assume there's some interesting use of editing in that, but maybe I'm totally wrong. But I've got a feeling that it's going to do quite well.
Well, so it did really well at the Golden Globes,
Yeah.
and um, Oppenheimer is like this train that's kind of just
Yeah.
rolling along the tracks. Nothing can stop it. But like, if some momentum is had by any film, it would be Poor Things, and then
Yeah.
that momentum often translates to like down category wins and things like this.
Okay, so let's get into the really important ones. Best costume design. So we got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I don't know. My costume design I always find tricky.
This one's tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, could go to any one
Yeah,
of those.
it's me to go first on this one. You know what? I'm
Oh, is
gonna
it?
go for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
'Cause
Well, I'm really worried it's not going to win any Oscars.
yes, so I might get this one. What are you gonna go for?
I'm gonna go Barbie.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
I have my eye on Barbie for a couple
I've
categories.
got a feeling that Barbie's gonna get shafted, so I feel like it might just pick up one or two of these little
Well,
ones.
that's what I'm kind of betting on. We can get into this a bit later when we're talking about those specific categories, but
Yeah.
it seems like like people might want to recognize the importance of Barbie for this particular year, knowing
Right.
that's not going to win
Yeah, yeah,
in the other big ones.
yeah. Fair enough. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Best makeup and hairstyling. Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. What do
Oh,
you
interesting.
What do you
Well,
think, Trevor?
I did just see Society of the Snow, and
Oh, have you seen that one?
they did Frostbite very well.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
That's the plane crash cricket team thing.
yeah,
Rugby team, whatever it is.
yeah. Had you seen Alive back
I
in the
have,
day?
yeah,
Yeah,
a
well,
while ago.
it's just that
Same
same
story.
story. Like it done really well.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
heard
think
it
it
was very good.
justifies its own existence. But I don't know if it like it's. I feel like that's got to be a surprise nom
Did they have
for
good
them to win.
hairstyles?
Well, their hair looked like shit, but like that's it looked good like
Like
shit.
perfectly like shit.
It looked perfectly like shit. Let's see. I'm gonna go Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah? Nice. I'm gonna go Maestro for the nose.
It's not. It's the other one I was thinking of. Like what when he's like the old Lenny Burns, he looks really good.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen that one. I just think it would be funny if it wins because of all the stick it got for that prosthetic nose. If it
Yeah.
wins an Oscar for the prosthetic nose, it will just kind of make me laugh.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay.
All right, cinematography. El Conde. Is it Conde? I've not seen that one. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro. Oppenheimer. Poor Things. So getting a lot of repeat nominees in
Yeah.
this stuff. Cinematography is an interesting one. It's tough because I've only seen like two of those movies. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna pick. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna go Oppenheimer on that one.
Yeah. I really want to pick Oppenheimer too, but I don't want to repeat myself, repeat ourselves. But it's Hoyt van um
Yeah, Hoytema.
Hoyt van Hoytema. Yeah, like he's definitely like I'm gonna pick Oppenheimer. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'll
Cheat. I'm sorry. No, let's make it boring. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No, I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
like I feel like Oppenheimer's just gonna pick some of these ones up. Like I think there will be some opportunities for it to lose later on, but
Right. Okay, what about best sound? We got The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard people say that the sound design in the Zone of Interest is really
Oh, really?
key to that movie.
Well, I don't know if it got nominated in any other category.
Well, it was nominated in Best Picture, and
Oh, right,
and
yes.
Glazer got a Best Director nom
Oh,
too.
well, there you go. I'm well off it.
Um, so I'm gonna go with Zone of Interest.
Okay.
That's my making up for picking cinematography for Oppenheimer.
All right, well, I'll pick a different one then because I'm not really sure where to go on this one.
Well, that's the movie I most want to see still. Um,
Because I was leaning towards like Maestro because I'm
that
assuming
that
that's a
that'd
huge
be
part of that
that'd be a
movie.
good pick,
I
and
haven't seen it, so I'm not confident.
they might be looking to give Maestro something. So,
Yes, and like that would be one to give it, right? I mean,
yeah.
it's a pretty important part of the story. Never mind the movie. Yeah, okay, I'll go Maestro with that one then. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, now we're into best production design. Got Barbie, Kills of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Production design. I think I'm gonna go Kills of the Flower Moon again.
Okay. Well, yeah, production design is amazing. That's where a lot of that $200 million
Yeah,
is going.
exactly right. I need to like they spent that money for a reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Barbie.
Yeah, I was thinking I was that would have been my second choice.
Oh,
I was umming and ahhing there a
what
bit.
when we saw Barbie earlier this year, I said it was like a shoe-in for production design, so I don't want to contradict myself
You
now.
can't go back on it now. All right. Okay, this is an interesting one. Best original song.
Okay.
So we got The Fire Inside from Flaming Hot. I'm Just Ken, Barbie. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this, but Wahazaze from Killers of the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For from Barbie.
Well, I really hope What Was I Made For doesn't win because it's the most boring song from that movie, and Billie Eilish has already won one.
Right.
Which is the Lenny Kravitz song in there?
Uh, I can't. My eyes are not focusing on this. It doesn't say. Doesn't say.
No? Okay. Um, I'm gonna pick that one to be determined which one that is at a later date because I saw he did get nominated.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say. I mean, it says music and lyrics, so maybe it's just like performed by.
Oh, okay, maybe it's not that, or maybe it's just he got nominated for a Golden Globe. Then maybe I'm just totally off base.
Oh, there you go. I mean, this one's a bit of a. I don't know. I never know what to pick for best song. They seem to pick just one out of random usually.
Yeah, I don't know. What was that third one you said?
The third one was
It's a
It
boring.
Never Went Away, American Symphony.
Okay, I'm gonna pick that one.
Okay, I'm gonna go to I'm Just Ken just for the lols.
I hope it does win.
Right? That'd make my night of
Yeah,
that one.
my daughter loves that song.
It's a good song. I mean, is it a best song, a best original song Oscar? No, I don't know. But there you go.
Yeah.
All right, we get into score now. Best original score. American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Hmm. Is it me to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
I think the John Williams nom here
yeah.
makes no sense
No,
whatsoever.
that's what I mean. This is what I hate about the Oscars. It's like, oh, we need to give John Williams a nomination.
Like I feel like do people just see his name on
Yep.
the list and
It's
then
like
just check it? Because like what? How is that score different than any other
you don't want
Indiana
to you don't want to
Jones?
upset John Williams.
No.
He's no man. I'm gonna go Oppenheimer on this. I'm a big Ludwig fan.
Well, he's so great. Like
Yeah.
this is um that's definitely his year. You know what? Should I pick something else then? I
It's up
said
to you.
I
It's
said I
up to
would.
you.
Um,
I don't know how you go for
what were the
for
other
this.
nominees again?
American Fiction, Indiana Jones, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things.
I'll pick Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, there was good stuff in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose that one.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
definitely going
That's
to
right. That's it. Just give one away. Okay, best documentary feature film. Here's where I'm just going to be guessing. Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days in Mariupol.
I'm picking 20 Days at Maripol.
Okay, I'm going to pick with all the knowledge in the world, The Eternal Memory.
Okay.
It's a great one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these documentaries so far this year.
No, me neither.
I just know that 20 Days in Maripol is about um, Ukraine and like they
Right.
often
Yeah,
like make
that's
a
gotta
bit of
be
a political decision
that's got to
for
be
these
a winner, right?
documentaries, right? So
Okay, best international feature. Now I've got to read out all these foreign names. Lo Capitano, Perfect Days. That's the Japanese
yeah,
one.
yeah, that's the and
Soc-
by a German director.
Society of the Snow, The Teacher's Lounge, The Zone of Interest. So it's me to go, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think I'll go. Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna go Zone of Interest just to represent the home country.
Well, I have to pick Zone of Interest too because you know it's nominated for Best Picture, so it's gonna win that
You
category.
would you
And
would think.
I'm also like a huge Glazer fan, so
Oh
I
yeah,
really want that.
there you
I
go.
really want him to win.
There you go. But it's going to be funny. The ones that we both pick are the ones that are definitely not going to win now.
That one- I feel like that one really can't miss unless Society of the Snow picks up more steam because like a lot of people seem to love that movie. It's on Netflix, so like people can actually watch it.
Right. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's good.
Yeah, so I hear. Best adapted screenplay. We got American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
So like
I have no idea why Barbie is in best adapted. I never understand how they pick these freaking
well,
adapted and original.
so they were trying really hard to get put in original, which is usually the harder category, but this year adapted is really, really tough.
Yeah, it's strong.
But they said like they have longstanding rules that if it's
Right.
based on existing IP, it goes in adapted, even though
It's stupid.
it's a completely original script. It makes
It's so, that's so
no
stupid.
sense to me
It
whatsoever.
doesn't make any sense. It's based off a toy, so it's an adapted screenplay.
Like you can see like the the Nolan script and the Scorsese scripts are both based on books and are like
Exactly.
actual like
Adapting the actual
adapting
story.
text and like they both kind of cultivated a narrative out of these
Yeah.
huge sprawling texts. And then, you know, Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, they write this original thing based off of nothing.
You know,
But so there was a lot of controversy over Greta Gerwig not getting
Yes.
Best Director nom.
yeah.
I think I'm less interested in like whether, you know, anybody deserves whatever. Like
Mm,
Barbie is not in my like top 5 films of the year, so like
that's fair.
I'm not horribly bothered by her not being in Best Director, but it's like Barbie was an important movie, and like usually like you can kind of use that kind of weight to get yourself a Best Director nom, and it just didn't happen. And there's been a bit of a backlash, and now there's a backlash to the backlash about her not getting one. I'm gonna bet on Barbie winning here.
Yeah,
Just
I got to agree. I think they're just going to give it to her in this so that
Yeah,
she's not so that people think that she's got an Oscar at least for Barbie.
exactly. Like, so it's I feel like enough voters are going to say like, well, it is a monumental achievement what those two were able to do with that Barbie
Yeah,
script, because it was an impossible task. Like, and
it really was.
I don't think it's a perfect script. Like, 'cause I think
No,
the
no.
Will Ferrell character is just
Yeah, it's
really terrible.
yeah. I know what
And
you're
I think
saying.
the end was a little messy, but it's like that movie was such a challenge, and like they really did pull it off. So and I feel like they're gonna want Barbie to go home with at least one major award, and this is the only one it's really up for.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I agree. I mean, I think I like Barbie more than you did. I
I
think
still I still quite
I
like it.
feel
Like,
like I feel she should have got a director's nod. I felt that was very harsh. But to your point, I mean, it's a strong
it's just a
it's a
really
strong category.
well, it's just a really competitive year, right?
Yeah, and that's it, right?
And I do like Barbie. Like, I'd say it's like it's an 8 out of 10. And
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I love Gerwig. Like, I'm a big fan of
Okay,
her other two
not a
movies.
hater, not a hater.
Not a hater at all.
All right. Well, I think that's another one we're going to agree on then,
Okay, that's okay.
because I think
I didn't
I think
expect you to go there.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was alluding to earlier when I said I think they're going to give it to her for that.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to get anything else in the major noms. Original screenplay then. Okay, we got Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. Uh, I don't think I've seen any of these movies.
I think I've seen. Can you read them again? Sorry.
Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, Past Lives.
Okay, I have seen them all.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Anatomy of a Fall.
Ah, shit, that's a good.
I hear it's very good.
It's a great script. I think I'm gonna have to go with that one too.
Fair play, it's all
Well,
right, it's all right.
I think the only one that would really be in contention is the holdovers.
But yeah, I heard that's very good too.
Um, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go holdovers. I
Okay,
want to make it more interesting.
fair enough. Fair enough. We didn't put anything on the line for this. I mean, we should have done like
Okay.
what
Want to pause it and put something on the line?
quick. That's what we'll record an insert and stick it at the front.
All right. Oh yeah, we gotta wrap this up. We're almost there.
Oh crap! Yeah, 4 minutes. Oh, let's go quick then. Best supporting actor: Sterling K. Brown, Robert De Niro,
I'm gonna
Robert
go
Downey
Robert. I'm
Jr.
gonna go Robert Downey Jr.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I would love him to win. I don't think he's going to. I'm gonna pick Mark Ruffalo just because I don't think he's got a chance, but I really would like him to win, and I heard he's very good in that.
Okay.
Best supporting actress: Emily Blunt, randomly. Danielle Brooks, America Ferrera, even more randomly. Jodie Foster, and Davine Joy Randolph.
I think it's you.
Is it me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Davine Joy Randolph
I'm gonna go with Davine Joy Randolph as well.
because I heard that she is very good in that.
Yeah,
It's
she's
pretty
great.
nailed on.
Yeah, she's great. All three like key performances in the
Plus,
holdovers.
I think that might be the weakest
That's the weakest
category.
category. Well,
Yeah.
like, America Ferrera
Like,
gotta get
how did she get nominated?
she got in there because Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach wrote her a great speech, right?
I
So,
mean, so what? I mean, just because you have this great speech doesn't make put you in best supporting actor. Anyway,
well,
whatever.
that's the thing with like the Academy Awards. She's incredibly likable
Yeah,
person, which is why she got in.
fair
Right?
enough. Okay, best actress: Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan, Emma Stone.
I'm gonna go Lily Gladstone because I really want her to win. I think it might be Emma Stone though, but I'm gonna
Uh,
go Lily Gladstone.
I heard that Emma Stone is like a career-defining performance, but I don't think they'll give it to her because she's already got one.
Yeah, she's already got some
And
hardware.
Lily Gladstone is just like it's an amazing story. She's got the story,
Yeah.
and it was an amazing performance. I think she's gonna win that. But I'll just say Emma Stone just to make it interesting.
Lily Gladstone, a big Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
maybe she'll be in the new one of the new movies.
Yeah.
Best actor: Bradley Cooper, oh shit, sorry, Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright.
Killian Murphy.
What did I say?
You said Cillian.
Cillian, whatever. It's the British pronunciation.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I guess. I'm gonna go Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I've heard he's
I
very good
I want
actually.
him to win.
Yeah.
It's only his second nom, which is insane.
Really. I think I want to pick him too.
Go for
I
it.
heard he's very good, and
I
I do really like him.
I kind of don't want Bradley Cooper to win.
No, and I don't think he will. I mean, Killian is probably
Yeah,
the other one
he's
who might
supposed to
win.
be the front runner, but I don't
Yeah.
trust it. I feel like they're gonna want to
You know
throw
what?
some.
I'll pick him then.
You're gonna pick
I'll pick
Killian?
my mate
Okay.
Cillian. All right,
Okay.
right, and let's get into the top two here. Best director.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, we got 1 minute left. I'm gonna pick Nolan for both. Or I'm gonna pick Nolan here and Oppenheimer.
oh
Are they
yeah.
gonna do the same thing,
Let me think about this.
or are they gonna give it to Marty?
No, I don't think they will. I think you're right. I think Oppenheimer's going to take them both. I will agree.
Oh, a bit of a crowd.
Holy smokes! Did it assign seating?
No.
Oh no. Let me kneel on the back row, front row. I mean. All right, yeah. So we are here. We didn't really get into anything
The Shining.
about The Shining. We were
Well,
gonna,
this theater's a little.
we were going to talk about book adaptations into movies. We could do that on the way
Yeah, we
back.
do it on the way back. We got some time.
We won't have to rush. All right,
So here we
guys. Yeah.
go.
So we have arrived. If we can find somewhere to park.
Oh wow, it is. It is book salad in here. My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if there's another movie playing right now that hasn't gotten out yet.
Let's hope. Okay. Well, while we try and find parking, guys, I guess we can just leave it there for now. We'll be off to see The Shining, and then, like always, stay tuned, and you'll hear us. I don't know if we're going to do a spoiler section. I mean, is there really a spoiler section for such an old movie?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do a quick spoiler-free review if you somehow haven't seen The Shining and have got it this far through the podcast. And then yeah, then we'll get into a full-on nice spoiler-filled sesh about The Shining.
All right. See
Okay.
you soon, everybody. I think we're going to be walking a little bit.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back
Bye.
after this. Welcome back, everyone.
All right, here we are.
Yeah, just come out of a very packed screening of The Shining.
Yeah. We're just trying to fight our way out of the parking lot situation here. I don't think these people see me, so I'm going to.
I think that is the one thing about these little art house theaters. They're not built for a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Come on. You see me trying to get out. I'm already on the road. Let me.
Okay, well, once we get this traffic, we'll get into our
This is
review
good
of The
flavor.
Shining. Okay,
It's going to start moving.
yeah, just be aggressive. All right, we got it. Oh no, this guy's fucking pissed off. Maybe we'll just pause it and we'll start.
No. This is all good stuff here.
This is the content
Just-
we're all here for.
yeah.
Okay, we made it. That was
What
scary.
a bunch of yahoos
Good,
back there.
good job, Trevor. His driving is saved the day once again.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. The Shining. What a great movie, eh?
Yeah, it's really good. So that's a hot take. The Shining
I
is
know, right?
good.
Yeah, it's like who would have thought? Great movie. Okay,
So-
bye guys.
So you said to me at the end that you thought maybe that's the first time you caught the whole thing start
Yeah,
to
I've
finish.
never seen that cut, like that entire thing. There was one or two little things where I'm like, I swear I've not seen that in a cut before.
What do you be able to say which parts?
Honestly, I think a lot of it was just like things went on extended longer and had more in, so it's hard for me to say like entire pieces. But like the bit where he's in the ballroom for the very first time and he goes into the bathroom to talk to the guy,
Yeah.
I remember that being way shorter and like
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
not and probably because taking out all the M bombs.
Yeah.
in the
Well,
cut
and
size.
our audience was mature enough to handle those.
I don't know, I saw one kid in there on the way out.
I did see a kid, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay, good.
I can only imagine seeing that movie in a theater when I was like 10.
Oh man, can you imagine that?
Yeah. Well, as I was leaving tonight, my daughter's asking if I was going to see a scary movie because she thinks all the movies I watch are scary movies.
Right.
And I said, "Well, I'm going to see one of the scariest movies ever." And I don't know about you, but I found it very scary in the theater with the score going on.
Yes,
Is very
that's what I
effective.
was gonna say. The sound design in that, it's not something I'd really thought about as much. Like obviously I had in the past when I'd seen it, but yeah, I don't know if it was just because in the theater, but it was so like overbearingly
Yeah.
like well done.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It like, oh man.
Well, I've seen quite a few like classic movies at that theater now,
Mhm.
and there's always a bit of like giddiness from the
Yeah,
audience, and
yeah. That
I
probably
like in
adds to it, right?
like when I saw Jaws there like
Oh, that
10
was
years ago
amazing.
now, it was a great experience, but people kept like snickering and laughing and stuff.
Right,
Like
right.
when the like theme to Jaws plays,
Right.
like it's
Yeah,
just
I
become
guess
so iconic, people just start laughing.
yeah, some things get go over that way, right? And become a bit of self-parody.
Yeah. And there are some funny parts of this movie, like, and I didn't even really kind of realize how funny this movie
Yeah,
is until watching
there
it with
was
an
a few
audience.
chuckles in there for sure.
And like the first like, you know, 20-30 minutes, like it's kind of like a little campy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like majorly winking to the like
Yeah.
I hope I won't kill my family later on,
Yeah,
and like Jack Nicholson just showing the eyebrows.
exactly.
You're like, oh man, that's pretty funny.
So the audience, like when the movie first started, was like very very giggly, but then as as it went on, like everyone
Yeah,
was
it's got
dead
very
silent.
quiet. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everyone was getting very into it, and it
Apart
was
from the people behind us, but we won't get into that.
yeah. Yeah, people who were sitting behind us, you were jerks.
Yeah, just don't stop talking.
Yeah. Well, but I was really blown away by, the theater experience of that.
No, yeah, it's incredible. I no, don't remember a really an experience like that in a theater where, like you say, it's just like you can feel it from the crowd and just like the sound, it's just like enveloped you.
Yeah.
Just like it was amazing.
Well, and I know when every jump scare is coming in, it still is
I
like
know, it still gets right. If the
spectacular.
like, I guess we're not going to do a no spoiler review, are we?
All right, yeah, maybe we'll say no spoilers at this point. For P report, it's really tough to go P, like, cause
I know, yeah. You don't want to miss anything.
I'd say around the 2 hour mark when uh Jack says something to the effect that like when you should go check the snow cat. Then she just goes and checks it and confirms what he just told her. That might be a good
Yeah,
time to go.
that's fair enough.
It's
Yeah,
just giving us information we already have. Like that's pretty much it. Like everything
yeah.
everything else is just so essential.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. Just nip out quick.
And that's at the 2 hour mark, so you're already in trouble at that
Yeah.
point.
And plus, if you're watching this these days, you're probably just watching it at home, aren't you? So just pause it, you'll be fine.
I would think so. But it seemed like there were quite a few people who hadn't seen it before. Like
Yeah, what you think?
based on the reactions to it,
Yeah,
like some people were like calling
it's like you say
calling
though.
on Wendy to get out of
It's
there.
kind of like you say though, even though you know it's coming, it's like you still like. I guess we can get into spoilers now, right? Like
Yeah.
if you really haven't seen The Shining and you don't want any spoilers, I guess go watch it and then come back. But like I was gonna say, like even at the end, like when he's chasing him in the maze, like I still like I don't know how he does it, but it's like I still feel like he's gonna get him.
Yeah.
Like I know he's definitely not, but I'm like I feel like he's gonna get him. It's just so tense, and it's like that's a sign of like a masterful piece of work when even when you know what's gonna happen,
Well,
they can put you in that state of mind where like you feel that tension.
it really captures like being a child and being scared in
Right?
that
It
moment.
really does.
It's like he's hidden in that like kitchen cabinet thing,
Yeah.
and his dad just screams his name. His dad doesn't know where he is, but he's so scared he has to start
Yeah.
running. And like
Exactly.
it's so relatable.
What do you think of the kid actor?
Uh
Do you,
I think he's good.
I think he's good too, but it's so creepy when he's doing the freaking red rum, man.
Yeah.
When he's doing that voice, man, it was creepy. But I think it was good because he basically just had to stand and look like shocked for the movie, and he did that quite well.
Yeah, like he's basically just trying to give them like no emotion a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, which works pretty well for kid actors, I
And
suppose.
I think that I had read that he was very well protected and had no idea what the movie
No,
was
yeah,
about.
I can imagine that. It's just like just react like you seen something scary,
Yeah.
not like react like you seen chopped up little girls.
Yeah. Well, he did have to deliver the line about like cannibalism
I
at the
guess.
start.
That was the bit that got the giggles on the car on the way there. I think I
Yeah.
leaned over to you and said he's ready to kill her already. When
Yeah.
his face was just like, shut the fuck up, woman.
Well, and that's what you,
Been
you
stuck in this car for 3 hours with this woman and this kid.
you can see why like Stephen King is got annoyed at the movie, even though
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like it's a
Oh,
masterpiece.
it definitely is.
But there's nothing redeemable in Jack.
No.
Like he's just like completely full of
Yeah,
like
like from the start, it's just like, you're an asshole.
it's like like he just loathes his wife. Like
Yeah.
everything she says, like he just like either like
Yeah, when he talked to
looks,
other people about her, he's just like putting her down, basically. He's
yeah,
just like, she'll do what I say.
like she'll love it.
Yeah, she'll do as I tell her, basically. Yeah, and the bit about like him injuring the kid, it's just like, yeah, there's not really any reason to root for this guy, is there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the King novel is very autobiographical. Like
Yeah,
it's about
should we get into that then? Like, what's your experience with the novel? I'm assuming you've read it, right?
yeah. I read it when I was like I think 11 or
Right.
so. I saw the movie first.
Yeah, I saw the movie first and I read it probably not that long ago, like within like the last 10, 15 years.
Okay, well you're a lot more recent
But
than I am. So
I don't remember specifics of it. I just remember thinking, wow, this is quite different from the movie, like in a
yeah.
lot of respects.
Well,
Uh,
because it's really like it's about a man who's kind of getting corrupted,
yeah,
and it's like his alcoholism's like
yeah,
stopping him from being the parent he wants to be, and like there's still like redeemable qualities to the guy the whole time. Um,
yeah,
and then yeah, in the movie he's just like a piece of shit from the get-go,
yeah, pretty
and
much,
it's
right?
really like this darkness that's always been inside of him that's just coming out.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that much prodding, to be honest.
No, and I think that's the really like when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, I can't imagine another actor doing this part,
Oh yeah,
like in the
no,
same
it's
way at least, which is just like perfect for Jack Nicholson. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's kind of perfect for Jack Nicholson, but that, to your point, it's like from the start, he just looks like pissed off Jack Nicholson, and and like you just like it's not going to take much for this guy to just snap.
yeah, no, it's just such a great bit of casting, and like it
Oh
very easy 1980 to say I want to cast Jack Nicholson because
yeah,
he's the most
right,
famous actor.
yeah,
But like he does come with this like baggage. Like every time
yeah.
Jack Nicholson's in a movie, like you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like there's something not quite right here.
Exactly. If you wanted to go the route of like, oh, he's actually a good guy and he's just like slowly becoming corrupted, I don't think Jack Nicholson really plays that off super well.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if that we were really going for that in the movie version.
No, not at all.
I seem to remember the book focusing way more on Danny as
Yeah.
well.
No,
Like it's a
it's a
lot
lot from
like
his
it's a
POV.
lot more of like Danny's story and like what's going on with him, which I don't know how I guess you couldn't really do that in a movie. Like, what you gonna do, like a freaking voiceover
You
narration of a little kid.
yeah,
So,
you'd have to do that.
yeah, which would be horrible.
Well, I remember the scene from the book that scared me the most was when like, and this wasn't even in the movie has the maze, but in
Right.
the book they have like
The
those
topiary animals,
yeah,
yeah,
and
they
like
were a massive part of it,
they're
right?
just like slowly moving whenever
Yeah,
he's not looking.
until eventually they just start full on
Like,
chasing them down.
I was just like reading that as a kid. I don't think I've been more scared
No,
in
it's
my
straight up
life. Like it's
terrifying,
just
right?
so
Like
scary.
hedge character animals coming alive. But
Yeah.
it's pretty terrifying. Yeah, and in the book, correct me if I'm wrong, but then the Scatman Crothers character, he doesn't die, right? I'm pretty sure he survives.
Yeah, I think
I think he comes and helps him out.
he comes and
The whole
shepherds
end,
them away,
the whole
and then
ending's different, right?
yeah, like
Like in
the boiler room
yes, it
explodes,
blows
right?
up, right? Yes, I remember now.
Because like in the novel, there's like a few scenes where he's like battling with the boiler
Yeah,
to get it to not explode.
right. Yeah, yeah. Because I remember that. Because like they talk about, oh, you got to make sure the boilers working at the start of the movie, and I remember thinking, yeah, in the book that's very important. In the movie, they kind of never ever go back to it. It's like, why
Yeah,
even bother mentioning it?
yeah, they're in that like the boiler electricity room once, and like it
Yeah,
does
she
look
goes in.
imposing.
Yeah, she goes in once, right? And then that's for no reason, I guess.
Well, it shows that she's the one who's actually doing all the work the
True
whole
enough.
time.
True enough.
Like he's just sitting there
It
not working.
the timeline was a little tricky to follow. For like, were they only there for like a month and a half? It
Yeah,
seemed like it was
because
pretty fast that he was like losing his mind. It's like after a couple of weeks, he was like, "I'm done with this."
well, it skips a month
Yeah,
in,
it skips a month in, and
and
it seemed to be doing
the weather
okay.
looks pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just thinking like that hotel is leaving money on the table, shutting
No,
down that
right. That's a
much.
good point. I'd be ferrying people on those snowcats. They don't seem to
Yeah, they're
don't seem to
zipping over
mind.
those hills pretty
Don't seem
easily.
to mind the snow at all.
Yeah.
Just go see Larry. He'll sort you out with a snowcat.
Larry's so dependable. Like
Apparently, within like 30 minutes, no, or 5 hours notice, he'll get you a
yeah,
snowcat.
he's the secret MVP of that movie.
Yeah. But I always felt like they did that character dirty a bit, just having him work so hard to get there. But at the same time, it's just a great bit of like reversal where it's like, oh, the guy's doing whatever he can to get there to save the day, and as soon as he gets there, he's like, nope, axe to the chest, see you later,
Yeah.
like straight away.
One, it's like his murder's kind of what unlocks
All
the
this,
pure evilness.
yeah,
Like it opens the door to all the terrible stuff in the hotel happening.
yeah. I guess that's like the moment he crosses over.
And then yeah, but like still, if he hadn't come there, then they wouldn't have had a room like a
True enough, they needed a way to get out, I guess. But like, did they? I was thinking at the end, I was like, he's dead. I mean, I guess the hotel at that point is like full of ghosts and stuff that would probably try and kill you, but I don't know if they can really. So it's like, if he's dead, couldn't I just hang out for a bit? And I'm sure like the fire department would be like, what happened to that guy that took the snow out there yesterday that we never heard from? Better go send someone up to check.
yeah. Well, because the like Grady opens the pantry cabinet, right? So
Yeah, that is
so
that's the one thing I never was able to really get straight with the movie because I'm like, how much is it like in his head? How much? But then like at the end, like she sees it all too. So the actual
yeah.
ghost, can they do anything? Like, is he actually getting drunk?
Well,
Like,
so
how did the door get opened by a ghost? Like all this stuff, I was kind of like, I'm not really sure.
so I think the lore of the book kind of has it where the hotel is feeding off of
Right.
Danny. Like
Yeah.
it's like all this terrible stuff has happened there in the past, and it's left like this echo there. But normally it's like it's benign, but sometimes it will feed off of someone who has the shining, right?
Right. Right.
And so the longer they're there, the stronger the hotel's getting, up to the point where, they can like they can open a door, right?
Right.
They probably couldn't have done much more than that, but I think after Scatman gets killed,
Right. All bets are
I
off.
think all bets are off. I think they can do some more ghastly stuff.
Yeah. Flooding the hallways with blood and all sorts.
Yeah, and like weird blowjobs in the hotel room.
Pigmen blowjobs. Best 4th of July party ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember a lot more about that in the book, about that party and all the different people and what they were getting up to.
I'll see, it's been so long for me. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
because I feel like there's a lot of like shenanigans going on.
Yeah, so like was there like a lot of murders and stuff on that? Because
Yeah,
that's where he gets
yeah,
trapped too, is in that
yeah, because
era.
that's like the old woman in the bath was like a death, right? I don't know if it was a suicide or something, but like, and there's a few others. I can't remember, but I just remember it being a lot more. Obviously, not a novel's going to be a lot more detailed on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, and you have that guy standing in
Yeah,
the
it was with
corridor
the
with the
blood on
blood
his
on his,
head. Yeah,
and then you have all the guests sort of there, like all the skeletons, like in kind of gives you the idea that maybe they all died at the same time.
right, right, true,
Like
true
was there
enough.
like
I
mass
can't remember.
poisoning or something, or
Yeah, you'd feel like they wouldn't have
like a
mentioned
cult
that though,
something?
right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah, like what's your view on like it's a very purposeful end shot, right, of the photograph with him in it. Like what's your view on like what's that trying to say that he's in the shot? Like that now he's part of it?
Yeah, like I think it goes back to what Grady said is like you've always been the caretaker.
Right.
Like once like he's now a ghost in that ghost
It's like
story,
his soul is
and
part of the
then
hotel.
it just it has like a retro part of it. So like it's just like he's kind of trapped in time forever, right?
Yeah, yeah. I always
It's
found that interesting
a
that
great ending.
it is a great ending shot.
Like the shot of him frozen in the ice is kind of silly, but it's necessary too because you imagine if they didn't have that shot of him dead in the ice and they just went straight
Oh
to
yeah,
the photo, it'd be very
it
confusing.
would be very confusing. I always quite liked it, like the smash cut of it being like really dark and like you don't know what's gonna happen to him, and then boom, no, he's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Like it's just like his face is just inherently goofy when he's doing that face. It's just like, man, he just looks so cartoonish.
It's hard not to think of The Simpsons when it does that.
Yeah, there's so many bits of that when I was like in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a sign of a great movie though, like how parodied it is. Like, what's your thoughts on what's her name,
Shelley
Shelley
Duvall.
Duvall? What do you think about her? I feel like she's really good in it until about the last 15 minutes when she just turns into like a Muppet dancing around.
Well, that's sort of like the one part. Like
He just needs to be dialed back like just a little
I
bit.
both love that part where because like she is sort of the audience
You're right.
surrogate where she goes
just running
like
around, just like what is
she's running
happening?
around saying that all this crazy stuff's happening now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it's a little bit like ah ah ah.
Yeah, and
Um,
I had no issues with that. It's just like there was just a bit where she's like running up the stairs and she's got like the hands and she just looks like a muppet. And it's
I
just,
see, I see
I'm
what you
just
mean,
like, oh
but
man, I think you just needed to do another take on that one.
well, tell Stanley Cooper to do another take.
Yeah, I
He
know.
probably
Yeah,
did 50
I'll
takes.
tell him how to do that job, how to
That,
do his job.
that was probably the take that he liked the
He's like,
best.
flop
But
your hand around more.
yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna blame Shelley Duvall for that.
Fair enough.
Like a lot of people kind of rag on her performance. It's like in the first half of the movie, it almost seems like she's just like a bad actor delivering bad lines, but she's a woman who's giving a performance like she's pretending that she's happy and everything's
Yeah,
fine.
I thought she was really good actually. I
Um,
thought she was doing a really good. It's like all like
and
what's not said, right? What's not said, what's under the surface.
like I love the scene of her and Jack on the stairs. I think it's just so great. Like she just plays terrified really well.
Yeah,
And
just
then
like the way she's swinging the bat, just like that. Like you want to be like, why are you swinging it so terribly? Like
yeah,
that's ridiculous. But at the same time, like that's probably how I would be swinging it if I was that terrified.
oh,
It's
it
just
was
like
like
I've forgotten how to swing a bat. I'm so scared.
it was honestly like it was a 1 in a million chance that encounter went her way
I know,
because
right? Even when she
this
hits him, you can see how shocked he is. He's just
well
like, "What is happening? How did you do that?"
because he's completely underestimated her. Like
Right?
because every opinion she shares in the movie, he's just like so fucking annoyed that she's talking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but yeah, I think she did really well. I don't know what it is. It's just that when she does that run, she's running around the halls and up and down the stairs. It looks like someone parodying someone scared running around.
Well, it's stressful like being in a ghost hotel.
It's the way she's holding the knife. I'm just like, just give it up with that knife.
All right, so yeah, any final thoughts on The Shining?
No, as I say, I think that's the first time I've seen that full cut of it, and like I'd always really liked it, but I think it's gone up in my estimation a lot just from like that experience. I've probably been in the theater as well.
Yeah,
It's just like it's a stone cold masterpiece, and it is just amazingly done.
no, yeah, for sure.
Like some stuff's amazing. You know, the one thing that I was like, I had like what's it called, like the Bernstein Bear thing, where you remember things differently.
Yeah, the Mandela
The
effect.
Mandela effect, because I was like convinced that the scene where Danny first sees the twins was on the carpet, the famous carpet, and it's not.
No, it's on the blue carpet,
Yeah,
right?
and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like I would have bet my house on the fact that that was the carpet in that scene, but it's not at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like the it's like the secondary hallway that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not in that one that much.
Um,
I think yeah, that's not the floor with room 237, right?
I think it is. I can't remember now.
I think 237's on the famous
On the famous
carpet.
carpet. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. Because that's when he was riding around and he found the room, and I was expecting that to be when they saw the twins, and then I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, that's in a different hallway, I guess.
Did you ever see that documentary Room 237?
No, I never did. No.
It's not very good.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's
What about
it's just like it's kind of just like five crackpots doing voiceover.
Oh, really? Five crackpots.
Well, and like at one point, like someone he like gets a phone call in the middle of it, or he like starts
Seriously?
talking to somebody else, and they still keep the audio intact.
Like we need the content.
Yeah, but like some people are really convinced that like there's it's him confessing that he faked the moon landing in this movie.
Oh, really? Oh man, I haven't heard that. That's funny.
Oh, you hadn't heard that one? Like,
No.
well, it's yeah, because he did 2001: A Space Odyssey, so people said
Well,
like
I no, I knew that there was the conspiracy theory that he'd done it, but I didn't know that if people think there's a link to the Shining in it.
so there's like Danny's wearing an Apollo 11
Oh yes, I didn't
sweater,
notice that. That was pretty cool.
and some of the native art looks like spaceships and
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that. And
Okay.
like I can see that,
Right.
but I think people just don't realize that probably Kubrick is just trolling people. Like
Exactly.
that's not his secret confession.
Yeah, like why would you do a secret confession anyway?
Yeah.
If you can do a confession, just do a confession.
Now in the the one guy from that movie uh talked about how does screenings of The Shining, and he plays it forward and plays it backward at the same time.
Oh,
Trying
that sounds like a headache inducing.
And then he's like, yeah, there's all these secret meetings when you play it. Double exposed over itself
Oh
backwards.
God, can you imagine that? Jesus.
Like, okay, yeah, I guess.
Like, so what do you think that? How do you plan that out? Like,
No, like
any idea how hard it is to
it
make a
would be
movie?
impossible.
Yeah.
It's,
I remember it reminds me of something I saw recently, and people are saying that like I saw a picture, and it was people trying to prove that it was staged. The moon landing was staged because of the light sources, because of the different shadows.
yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, there should only be one light source." And it's like people are saying this is proof that it was filmed.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm pretty sure that if it was filmed, they would know a thing or two about light
No,
sources.
seriously.
Like, you're gonna say that that's the reason why that's the proof? It's like no, they just had extra lights on the moon.
Yeah.
You would have thought they would have thought about taking a light to the moon. No, I guess we could keep away from mad conspiracy theories
Yeah.
on the podcast. What I wanted to ask you about actually, while we got time, is Doctor Sleep. Have you read
Yes.
that? Have you seen that? I've
I
done neither. I've not neither read nor seen the movie.
I haven't read it, but I've seen it and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I heard it was actually really good. Now, is it a sequel to the movie or the book?
So this is where I was going to get in because we were going to talk about what we thought were the best adaptations
Right, yeah.
ever. And we might have time to do it a little bit.
Just
But
throw some out there, I guess.
Doctor Sleep is a movie, and like this is coming from me not having read the book.
Right.
I have a couple examples of books I have read, but it's both being a sequel to The Shining the book and Shining the movie, and it
Okay.
has to thread that needle because
Right.
because
that's gotta be tough.
like the cultural zeitgeist is more in tune
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
movie than the book, and so they have to have it where like the Overlook Hotel is still exists.
Right.
The guy died in the
Yeah.
snow.
Right.
Um,
Scatman
and
Crothers
then
got next to the chest.
and then like you have to return back there at the end.
Right.
But it does kind of a almost impossible job
All right.
of being being a sequel to the book and a sequel to the movie.
And that's such an amazingly critically acclaimed movie as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
normally they don't get the best sequels. No, I am gonna have to get into that one though, because I did hear it was quite good.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. But again, we were going to talk about like what are the best um, adaptations of books. Like, and are we ruling out The Shining for this discussion?
Exactly. Yeah, do you want to get into that then for the last 5 minutes here?
Sure, yeah. Like,
Because I was thinking about it, and so we're talking about best adaptation books to film adaptations, and I was thinking, should we specifically think about like movies that are an improvement? Because I think that's very difficult. Like, is there a movie that's an improvement on a book?
yeah, like I was kind of approaching it in a few different ways. Like, there are like because The Godfather, which I have not read, is
Right.
apparently like just kind of like a pulpy
Yeah,
book,
exactly,
and
right.
the movie really elevates that. So
Exactly. There's a
a
lot
lot
of
of people
that.
say that's the best adaptation. I haven't read the book, so I can't really comment on it. But like that does happen occasionally that the movie can be better than the book. But I was more thinking like the best adaptation kind of takes the best parts of
Right.
the book, transfers it to a new medium, and
Yeah, yeah.
and kind of makes it its own.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
which is what The Shining does perfectly.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like The Shining is a perfect example of that, right? Like it takes the source material, makes it its own, and also makes it amazingly good.
Yeah. So one of my examples was Murder on the Orient Express, the Sidney Lumet movie from.
Oh no, not the Kenneth Branagh.
We gotta stop talking about it on this podcast. Someone's gonna contact us and look say like these guys are really riding you hard. Oh, but yeah, like Albert Finney as Poirot, which is
Right.
honestly like one of my favorite performances of all time. Like it's so good, and it's an infamous book with an infamous ending, and it's such a faithful adaptation, but it does it in a way that's like completely um like just like bona fide cinematic experience. Like it's doing the flashback, it's doing
Right.
different camera angles from different people's perspective, and then he gets the great monologue at the end,
Right.
where he's like just kind of laying out all the possible scenarios of what might have happened.
No, that's a great choice.
How about you? Anything on your list?
Yeah, I had quite a few, but I started thinking about because of The Shining. I was like, oh, what like other Stephen King adaptations? Because there's been a lot of Stephen King
Yeah.
adaptations, some better than others. But I think there's been some really good ones, and especially from like his novellas, where it's like it's more of a like a germ of a great story,
Yeah.
but there's not that much meat on it. So obviously stuff like Shawshank,
Yeah.
Stand by Me,
The app people.
At Pupil, yeah. And so it's like
I was thinking the Dead Zone. I
yeah, there's so many, and like it, there's so many that have done really well. There's a lot that have not been done that very well, but
yeah.
no, there's some great
Did you ever
ones.
see Maximum Overdrive?
No, I did not
Because
see
that's
it.
the one he did himself. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's really bad.
Yeah, I know. I kind of I wasn't rushing to see that because
Yeah. Christine's another great one.
yeah, true. Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many.
Yeah. Dreamcatcher, really bad.
Yeah,
Um,
but then there's the obvious ones, right? Like your Lord of the Rings, your Harry
yeah.
Potters, Twilights.
I was thinking, like, have you read a lot of Philip K. Dick?
Not a lot though.
Because he has a lot of really great ones. Uh, We Can Remember For You Wholesale, Turn It
Right.
Total Recall.
Yeah. Oh, very true. Yeah.
And like that like short that's a short story that's not even very good. Like
Right.
that's not even one of his good ones. And then The Android's Dream of
Yeah.
Electric
Blade
Sheep,
Runner, right?
which I think Blade Runner is better than the novel,
Yes,
even though
that's a good show.
I like the novel.
Yeah.
A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
And like the book is quite good. And I don't know if the movie's quite as good as the book, but
Right.
it's like such an interesting take on it, like to do like the rotoscope kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, it's tough to argue with Lord of the Rings.
I know, right. What about Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah, no,
Jurassic Park's a
I think
great.
that's an example better than the book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're a lot better. Well, I mean, Spielberg magic on that one. Another one that I really liked, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
You know,
I have a
never
soft spot for that movie. They
never read
never.
the book, never saw the
Oh, you
movie.
haven't? Oh, the books are amazing.
Well, I have no good. I have the stupidest reason for not reading the books is because someone told me I have to read them because I
Right.
would love them, and so I've and
Wow, that is a very weird reason, Trevor.
well, I didn't like this person who told me
Okay,
that,
now
so
I'll get into the crux of it.
I haven't done it out of spite, but it's just this like random person I knew from like 25 years ago. It's like there's no reason not to not do it.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm trying to think back now. I don't think I hadn't read all the books before the movie came out. I definitely hadn't, but I don't know. I just got into it and like I just fell right into it and burned through all of them, like even the ones like his kid wrote.
Oh, his kid wrote
I
it.
think I'm pretty sure I might have
Oh,
that backwards, but I'm pretty
that,
sure.
that actually just reminds me, Frank Herbert and
Oh
Dune.
yes, Dune,
I
definitely. Yes.
think Dune might be like in the top three for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like Frank Herbert's son also wrote
Right.
some
Yes.
ones which I haven't read.
All right.
All right, so what's the final word on The Shining then?
Final word on The Shining is recommendation.
Yeah, we're gonna recommend it.
Yeah,
I'd,
full six
I
fingers
think
out of six.
no, we're 6.5. I'm giving it a 6.5.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about the hat.
This might be our. This is our first 6.5 out of 6.5 movie.
I think I also gave that to Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You went the full 6.5? Wow.
I like it.
I get that. I get
It's really good.
You didn't pick it for best picture.
Well, it's not that I
It's no Oppenheimer.
it's what I think's gonna win.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I
Going,
could
going for the glory, not for the the reality.
do we want to like as a companion Oscar episode we can share our favorite picks of the year?
Oh yeah, like what our Oscar picks
what
would
we
have
would
been.
have
Our
awarded
Oscar
to?
picks. Oh, you could do that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
Yeah. Look out for that on an upcoming episode, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So this one should drop like mid February, right?
Yeah,
When-
sure. Maybe, unless we can come up with something different by then, but that's not likely.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So we'll be back, guys. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah. Let us know if you liked us doing this like classic movie.
Yeah. Do you want
Great.
more? Do you want more relooks or do you want more first looks? We're gonna obviously stick to new movies for the majority of
Yeah.
what we're doing, but yeah,
We'd like to do this every now and then.
yeah. When we were when we were in the theater before The Shining started, and it was showing you all the upcoming stuff they're showing, I was like, oh, I'd love to go see
Yeah,
that.
that's like just going to the cinema is
Just seeing classic movies at the theater, it's
yeah.
just like I need to do more of that.
Well, I said I've seen The Shining so many times, and this is the best
Yeah,
viewing
but
experience. Like
exactly. Yeah.
there's nothing quite like it.
Yeah. It's just different, right? It's not the same.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
but anyways, let us know what you think. What movies we should cover. Also, what's your favorite adaptation? We mostly stuck to ones that we've read
Right.
before.
True.
So let us know. You can hit us on all of our
Yeah, I'm
socials.
sure there's a whole ton of obvious ones we didn't mention in that last 5 minute quick run we did, so
Yeah.
we'll get a good list going online.
Yeah, you can rate, review, and subscribe. Email us at firstlookfinalwordpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, check us out on Reddit, on Letterboxd, wherever you want to reach out. We're on most places. Some are a bit quieter than others, but if you reach out, we'll see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so thanks again, guys, and I guess that's it for The Shining. So unless
Yeah,
you got anything,
that's the final word.
that's the final word. See you next time.
Bye.